And welcome back, everybody, to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, where we are today attacking another port. Hopefully we won't be spawning in the middle this time. It's the Polar, the Aspern, and two of our alligators versus the Magon, the first of the French ships that we faced. Their light cruiser, which is a fairly heavy cruiser. The Aturia, the Canopa, and the Erdano. So let's begin this fight. Hopefully, as I said, hopefully we won't be spawning in the middle of them this time, because that was absolutely mental last time out, spawning in the middle. So the Aspern is coming into this battle slightly damaged. Enemy is to the west, so the Aspern is on screen duty on the Polar. That's good. And our two torpedo boats, the T-13 has got damage. T-13 was one of our MVPs, and the T-16 as well. So T-16 no damage, T-13 some damage. T-16's got fairly decent crew. The Aspern has got fairly decent crew. The Polar is still green, so that's okay. So let's head west, and our torpedo boats shall head out to go hunting. So we're going to send them on the flank. So, okay, Polar, let's turn you in. We've made contact with the enemy fleet. Looks like they're light cruisers. So, okay, let's take a little look-see at this guy. So, 102mm guns, they've got quite a few of them, so they're able to spam quite a bit of HE at us. This is the Italian ship, and then this will make this one the French ship. So, quite a big grouping of guns on board. Looks like the engine efficiency is going to be worse on this one. Must be a much slower boat. So the Italian ship must be faster. Let's see how we go though for this battle. Of course, if you've missed the start of the series, we have a slightly more advanced technology. We have less ships, but our technology is far superior to the enemy. And that's kind of the gimmick of this campaign. Alligators, let's start turning in. You might as well start some hunting yourself, see if we can find their torpedo boats. We know their torpedo boats are about 31 knots in speed, so they're pretty fast, so they will have some speed on us. The Aturia is coming in. Let's save those torpedoes a little bit. She's probably coming in to try and launch her torpedoes at us, so we're going to start turning out a little bit. We should have the speed advantage on her too. We've launched torpedoes, both of them miss, but they force her to turn. The Aspern is doing a good job just keeping itself out of harm's way. Polar start turning around fully. I reckon their torpedo boats are back here somewhere, because I saw some shots coming out from some 51mm guns. So we'll just keep on keeping on. Gun accuracy is still pretty low. I mean, we are in the 1800s, so it's still very very hit or miss. I mean, with very low tech, it's pretty much, you know, still in the old days of boarding the ship and getting the Marines on board to fight. Aspern, we're going to break you up. We're going to smoke you up actually. Send you down the middle here. And alligators, you have found the enemy. So I'm going to put you on save for torpedoes. And we're going to get into some gunnery duels with these guys. So we should outgun them pretty easily. But remember, these torpedo boats are very... Actually, let's keep you on normal torpedoes. Sod it. Oh god. Full stop. Full stop, full reverse. That's it, we're gonna cheese it a little bit. We damaged our engine doing that, but that's okay. Parley, I need you turning in to actually start taking some attention. Now it's our turn to torpedo you, my friend. So, start turning the alligators in. So I've managed to set fire to one of their ships. There you go, the Magon has taken a serious hit and is sinking. That's good news. So that is the first French casualty. Now remember, we didn't start this war. We were simply sailing out our patrol boats and the enemy engaged us with their battleship. So we in turn well, fought back. So it was unprovoked, the attack on us, of course. So we were caught with our pants down, and the light cruiser Paula was taken out almost instantly at the start of the war by the enemy battleship, the Iola, which was then absolutely brutally dismantled by our torpedo boats in a surprise attack. The alligators really proved that they had a lot of bite to them. Now, T13, I wish you'd actually do some decent damage here. You've actually got some flooding now. Aspern, you need to start getting out of dodge because you're about to get seriously torqued. Let's speed you up a bit. Paula, I know your rudder's damaged. Do you have a butt torpedo? Yes, you do. Butt torpedo obey. Hopefully. Dismantling the Arturia here. A lot of fires on board that ship, and enemy torpedo boats have once again snuck away, but we have managed to get one of our torpedoes back out on the Aspern, and that's going to be a direct hit on the Arturia, and that is the end of her. So T13, let's detach you, and let's just put you to slow down, just stop so you can fix that flooding. I was hoping these would be more effective against enemy torpedo boats in all honesty. I was hoping they could actually hunt them down and do some serious damage. Now this is the T-16, which is a very, very skilled crew. The Adriano is coming in. Torpedo run, which is possibly a bad idea on your behalf, my friend. So, torpedo strike directly on her. So she should be going down very quickly. Don't launch your rear torpedo tubes. She's going to try and get torpedoes out on us, I imagine. But we should be out of range very quickly. And she should sink fairly fast as well, I'd say. Aspen, get in on there as well. Paula, just keep steaming forwards. We should be able to take this one out without too much trouble. The T-13 is going down, unfortunately. Okay, just normal torpedo launch again. See if we can get some torpedoes on this ship here. Again, we've taken flooding damage. Oh, a lot of flooding damage. That was a big hit. What guns have you guys got? Just 51mm. How are you doing that to us? We have like many bulkheads as well. Like, you really should not be owning us like that. I mean, our balance is not great, but still, you know, like, what are you, max? Many bulkheads as well, spacious. Yeah, it makes no sense. I mean, we should really outgun them, especially with a trained crew against a green crew. It should be pretty much an instant victory. You know, unless they get torpedoes on us. So it's bizarre. It's kind of weird how they keep outgunning us. The only thing I can think of is maybe we are just over penetrating. What have we got? I think we've got sap on you as well, don't we? What is your shell? Yeah, it's semi-armor piercing, so it should be fine. But the fact that they managed to shoot us with what? How many 51mm have they got? They got 3 51mm guns and sink us instantly. That's just crazy. Like, standard shells, like, again, nothing interesting shell wise. So their shells are not that good. So again, it makes no sense. It's one of those weird little things that you just go, that's dodgy by the AI. But we've hunted down the Canopo, so we will take her down, and luckily I think the T-13 will remain afloat. Unfortunately, we lost the 16, which was a shame, because that was a fairly decent boat, which did a good amount of damage and sunk enemy battleships. But as is life, I guess. Okay, let's end the battle because T-13 is pretty struggling. But that is a victory for us against the French Empire. So T-16 still dealt 3,500 damage. Unfortunately, she went down with all hands. The T-13, 35 damage, that's all she dealt. She did nothing in that battle. But the Aspen absolutely proved its point there, and 8.7 damage, you know. just absolutely annihilated the French and the Italians. So that's good news. So our light cruiser proved to be extremely capable there, despite lacking some of the guns. She has a decent armament, but those 178s are pretty powerful on the armoured cruiser. But with the light cruiser, of course, we've got the 127 guns with the 76mm, so it's a slightly smaller armament. We've got less guns, but we've got some bigger guns on board, and they prove to be devastating. But unfortunately, we've lost another torpedo boat, and unfortunately the T-16 as well, which was a fairly good boat. She did some good work. One thing I kind of wish we did have in here was ships that are lost, so we could see, you know, what have we've lost, and you know, just see sort of what they did, you know, have a record of what they did. Okay, let's look at our research at the moment. I think everything is pretty standard. Internal protection would be good to help with the flooding. Gun layout, turret mechanism, big guns, shells. I mean, shell-wise, we've got pretty decent shells compared to the rest. Torpedoes are pretty good. Rangefinders we're pretty good at. Possibly. Boilers would be useful, and slightly heavier torpedo boats as well, slightly bigger torpedo boats in the future as well. So put our main focus on them. Finance wise, we're still pretty good. We're okay, so that is some good news. We've still got our force sitting here protection wise, so that's good. So they will be just keeping an eye out here and just keeping them protected. Kind of need a little bit more protection. So in the Eastern Mediterranean at the moment, the power protection is we actually have the strength here, so we've actually got the Eastern Mediterranean kind of locked down. Western Mediterranean, we have nothing at all. What have we got? So there is an Italian force there, which are like they're heading out. So they are going to meet with our battleship down there eventually. Okay, let's go to the next turn. Let's see what's going on in August. Okay, so we have got a enemy ship spotted. So we've got one of our alligators and 2 light cruisers. So this is kind of what I want to see, is light cruiser on light cruiser action. So let us begin this fight. Let us see who has the superior light cruiser. So southeast is the enemy. Alligator, start heading south. You've got speed to catch up to us if we need you to. Alright, let's get this underway. So the Ternitz and the Fasana. So we know where the enemy is. We've got them spotted. Let's go abreast. Keep it loose. Alligator, you start moving away. So first ship spotted, so this is Good news for us. They should take a bit of a hammering from us straight away. Should have gunnery on our side. Both green, aren't we? Oh, they got trained. Oh, okay. This is actually a threat. So this, the Mazambo needs to be taken out ASAP. That's a definite threat to us. Because it has some trained crew on board. So their gunnery skill is going to be very much good. Alligator, you're going to come in. Let us smoke up as well. Got one of their light cruisers coming in for a torpedo run. Actually, we want you. No, we need you to turn this way. Turn it. This is going to be. Do you have bow launchers? No, you've only got side launchers. You're going to launch a torpedo. Should just miss that one. That's fine. And launch out on you, and you're going to miss that as well. But we have a second screen coming in, which should. Oh, you got very lucky there. Okay, we need to start moving out a little bit, watching out for these guys. Alligator, your job is to take out the Mozambo, I reckon. Alligator, get in there. You guys start turning round. Alligator coming in. Start turning. She's going to overcorrect. We should be good on torpedoes here. Should be. Please launch torpedoes. Alligator. Do you just not want to do your job today? Okay, that's fair enough. We've broken up their fleet a little bit. Should have them outgunned, so that's the main thing. Alligator, would you please come in and try again? And try not to get hit either. They've got the speed advantage on our light cruisers as well, so they are a little bit speedier than us. We are only 20 knots on speed. Whereas they're 21. We have got some good hits on the Mozambique. Alligator. You're going to go right down the middle here. And you're going to start turning. Please launch torpedoes this time round. There's one torpedo launched. And that's going to be a very near miss. And the aft torpedoes, you're going to launch them. Just go aggressive, just launch torpedoes. I just want those torpedoes launched. Launch your torpedoes, please. There we go. There we go. Good job, Alligator. So, Alligator, you can start just heading out now. The Katero is starting to try and run away. So, hopefully, we're going to get some good guns on there. We've got a fire started. Good, good, good. The captain of the Alligator needs a little bit of prompting to get in on the action. I was a little bit worried about her torpedoes, but eventually managed to get them out. Katero is coming back to fight now. Let's smoke up our fleet again. And the Alligator is doing some partial penetrations on their light cruisers, so the guns are doing their job almost. I think I might need to look at going more just high explosive spam, because it just seems like we're either partial penetration or over penetration. It seems like the sap is not doing what I really want it to do. Torpedoes out by the Fusina. Catarero has spotted them. She spotted them in time? Yes. Just. Guys, slow down. Fusina. Go into torpedo avoidance mode. Please avoid that torpedo. Please avoid that torpedo. What are you doing? Don't sail into the torpedo, you dumbass. Ah, oh, god damn it. Alligator, you're going to have to come back to this battle. Unfortunately, the captain of the Fusina decided that sailing into a torpedo was much a better idea than avoiding it. Guess you could say that's my fault for not pressing the button in time, but again, it's frustrating sometimes how the ships on your side behave, because they're sometimes incredibly smart and then sometimes they're just incredibly dumb. So we've got a torpedo out, which 2 torpedoes out, and the Katero is done. Okay, so that was a costly engagement. We lost a light cruiser there. That's not good, but we did manage to sink 2 of theirs. 0.6 versus 1.16. So yeah, it's sort of we did manage to take a victory there, but it was at some cost. We did lose one of our light cruisers, which is kind of precious to us as we don't have many. We can't take that. We lost a single transport. The Italians lost 3, the British lost 4, so that's good news. Okay. So we've got a convoy here. Paula again is out doing all of the work with the Maros. Maros has good trained crew. Paula still has green crew. Paula really needs to do some training, I think. But this should be a pretty good battle because it's pretty even. So light cruiser, armored cruiser, light cruiser. So pretty even sides. They've got the gunners on us. They've got 203mm, whereas we got 178. We've got the speed, and I think we've got the armour advantage as well, so not by much though. So this will be a close fight, I think. If we get into a gunnery duel, they will have a slight advantage of us. So this could be an interesting battle. Maros, I kind of want you to go and hunt down the trade ship. I kind of want to see if you can hunt down their trade boat. And Polar, you're going to be doing most of the action here. So you are going to be fighting the enemy full on, and hopefully I'm going to turn you in a little bit. We're just going to angle you a little bit. Hopefully you'll be okay. Maros, smoke up because you're being shot at. Enemies going at you, so that's where their light cruiser is. So I imagine that their trade ship is somewhere in this vicinity. Okay, so the Italian armoured cruisers don't tend to have torpedoes, I believe. So the Polar is going to speed in there. What weather conditions we got? It's fairly favourable, isn't it? So even cruise, although we have a lot more on board the Polar. The Polar is a much bigger boat, a much bigger ship I should say, than the Monarca, who has a big gunnery advantage on us. They have very big guns. 320mm of penetration, whereas we lack the penetration because I think we've got sap as well. So we're lacking penetration here. We need to be smart right now. Torpedo launchers. I've got a fair few torpedo launchers actually. Paula, see if you can get a torp hit on her. Maros, I'm going to slowly turn in. I'm going to fire HE. We're going to go HE on this ship. See if we can cause some mischief with the high explosive. We just really don't want to take one of those 203mm guns to the aft belt. Right, we have got 180mm of protection. She will punch right through us. She will be quite a heavy damage to us. See if we can get some torps out. We are in her torp range, so just got to be careful now with her torpedoes. Polar has launched. Polar's torps are out. Enemy torpedoes are out as well. Let's slow this down and start avoidance. Yep, we'll avoid those nice and easily. Managed to cripple her. So that's good. Barbino. The Barbino there. Okay, their trade ship is that direction, so Maros, start heading that direction. So we've taken out her rudder. She's taken on water pretty quickly. What's maximum bulkheads, so she's pretty hard to sink. We know that she's launched torpedoes. She will be much slower as well, so we should have a bow torpedo ready to go. This will be pretty hard to avoid considering her rudder is damaged. She does have stern torpedoes though, so we just got to be ready to take avoiding action once we get into range. So torpedo is out. She's going to start turning. She's avoided that. Bow torpedo is out. Missed that torpedo. It's okay. Oh, that's a good strike. Okay, two more. Well, a single more strike. She is listing heavily. She is starting to struggle now. Alright. Gunnery duel should be fine. Let's see if we can find this trade ship. As I said, we want to try and sink the trade ship before we completely decimate their two fleet ships. Done some good damage on the Alberto da Bambino. And there is our prize. There is our goal. So the freighter. We want to absolutely destroy that to cause issues. The Monaraka still going pretty well. Paula has taken a couple of fairly big hits. Nice 203mm guns did do a partial penetration as well. So that hurt us a lot. Let's see if we can get in for another torpedo run on this armoured cruiser. Again, she's going to have trouble dodging anything that we launch. Because she's basically dead in the water. Just watch out for that one. Trade ship is down, so Maracos, you can come back to the battle now. That torpedo is going that direction. We are going to avoid that with no issue at all. Let us go hunting down their light cruiser now. So the Albertina de Bambino, 20.9 knots. We've got the slight speed advantage with the Paula, and she should have gunnery advantage as well. Marcos not so much got the speed advantage. If we can get her flooding and damage her engines, the Barbino is going to struggle a fair bit. Because, yeah, she is going to be slowing down from flood damage and general damage. So we'll see if we can take this ship out as well. Paula, this is your time to shine. Get those guns on target. And let's start taking apart that light cruiser. Okay, let's speed things up. We are catching, that's good news. Definitely slowed a little bit. Got a flood on the bow, so that's good news. It's not too severe, but a lot of damage on the bow of this ship, so that will slow her down a little bit. And should mean the Paula can actually catch up a fair amount. And then start peppering her with her guns. So, all in all, this has been a very successful couple of days for us. Obviously, we've lost a few ships, which is never a good thing. But we have really crippled the Italian fleet. So that is some good news. Oh, that is what we want to see. Flooding and rudder damage. Yeah. You are a sitting duck. Paula, you enjoy yourself. Actually, you need some training, so you need the experience. So just decimate this ship. Full broadside. We might as well slow you down. Get some better accuracy. And just absolutely rip this thing apart. And just start absolutely decimating. I think one of the big changes, I'm gonna upgrade the sap to a more standard armor piercing shell. I think because we're struggling with the sap. Tends to do some fairly okay damage. Actually, right now you'd probably be better off using semi-armor piercing. So we'll just go straight through the bow and absolutely decimate her. I think she's trying to get in for a torpedo run. But we have an extra 10 meters. I think it's 100 meters to the kilometer, isn't it? So we have a little bit more range on board. And yeah, you are going down, way down. That is it. That is the end of you. Paola is just absolutely getting vengeance for the light cruiser that was destroyed by the Italians. Taking a little bit of damage in return, but nothing major. And yes, that is a torpedoes are out as well, just to make sure we finish off this light cruiser. I think they're actually going to miss, in all honesty. Doesn't matter because that light cruiser is going down, and that is a successful mission for us. So that is some good news. So a decisive victory for us. And once again proving that superior austro-hungarian technology is the way to go in this war. We are capable of really doing well, despite the fact that we lack the numbers. But we have evened it out now. Actually, we have got more ships than the Italians. The Italians have absolutely taken a hammering. I wouldn't be surprised to see them surrender shortly, because we have decimated their fleet. They're down to 25 ships. We've taken out, we've taken out over half their fleet now, as well as all of their capital ships. Well, all but 3 of their main capital ships, of course, the armoured cruisers. So that is incredibly good. All right. Well, that's it for this episode, so I will catch you again for the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts.